progress. We'll see as this lineup. You heard Coach John Smith last Tuesday night talking about it's a work in progress. We'll just see, again, how things play out before we get to January, and maybe not. Some red shirts coming out of red shirt. Who knows exactly what's going to happen, but John says we're not going to jump to conclusions or press the panic button early. We're just going to let the lineup take care of itself as this November, December moves along, and figure it out maybe after the first of the year. But anyway, this is a lineup in probably a work in progress.
And one of those things, everybody's talking about 157, of course. Why didn't Chance Marsteller wrestle against South Dakota State? Ryan Blees, a native of North Dakota. Not a lot of chances for people from North Dakota to see a kid wrestling at OSU. So some people there to see and support Ryan Blees. So pretty sure that Marston did make weight on Friday night just to make sure he could do it. But Ryan Blees, long road trip, a guy that's in the lineup, a big recruit, former national freestyle champion, wrestling close to home, got a chance to wrestle in front of the home folks. So that's more than anything. There's nothing going on with Marsden and no discipline or what's going on here. That's one of the weight classes we're talking about, Rex. We're trying to figure out who the guy's going to be, but nothing going on there with Marsteller. Blees from North Dakota. John Smith being a fatherly, family type of guy said, hey, let's let this kid wrestle in front of some of the home folks. So that's that story right there. But still, that's the weight class that everybody's scratching their heads about, and let's wait and see by January.
Well, 2 redshirt freshmen there, and then some maybe true freshmen waiting in the wings. So we'll see how that plays out. And some other weights, again, that may be in flux, but we're going to, in fact, we're talking about lineups. We'll run through the starting lineups right after we take another time out here. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Wilson Chevrolet Cadillac, move over. It's time to make room for the rest of the GM family. Buick GMC has moved in and is feeling right at home. Some of your friendly faces have joined the Wilson family too. Sales are off and running with the Wilson team already the largest volume full-line GM dealer in the state. Come check out all the buzz at Wilson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC and wilsongm.com.
We got the deals that put you behind the wheels. Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
You might not know that the folks at Tiger Drug are still big Beavis and Butthead fans, but they do take their duty as pharmacists very seriously. I said duty. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. At Tiger Drug, they don't play games when it comes to your health care needs. Pharmacy is, after all, serious business, and there's just no time for playing games. Hey, look, I got a Yahtzee. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut, Stillwater.
The Oklahoma State wrestling team is committed to excellence, and so is the law firm of Martin, Jean, and Jackson. Our 7 attorneys, including senior partner Paul Martin, a former OSU All-American, have over 75 years of combined experience in injury law and have a proven track record for results. Martin, Jean, and Jackson has offices in Ponca City, Tulsa, and Stillwater. Come visit our new Stillwater office in the historic James E. Berry House at 502 South Duck, or call us at 405-377-5000. That's Martin, Jean, and Jackson, attorneys at law, mjjlawfirm.com. Badger Daylighting is proud to sponsor today's game. Badger Daylighting believes in supporting Oklahoma communities where their families live, work, and play. Badger provides the safest and fastest non-destructive excavation process in the hydrovacing industry. Badger Daylighting's hydrovac process is a safe and efficient alternative to conventional excavation methods. Not all hydrovacs are created equal. Call Badger Daylighting today at 405-612-2222. Proud to support OSU, Stillwater, and Perkins Tryon.
Rexo, Roger Moore back with you. Gallagher Iowa Arena, the site of our duel this afternoon, the first home duel of the season for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. So John Smith hosting the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and we are going to start our duel today at 125 pounds for the Cowboys. Eddie Clamara is scheduled to get the call. The Cowboys senior, 8-1 record on the year, and then Skylar Petrie will more than likely be the man for Minnesota with a record of 8-4, although they did weigh in a couple.
They had missions here the last couple of years. They generally had good 25-pounders, but Ethan Lezak, the national qualifier last year, remember he was the third-string guy last year that came in late because they had 2 injuries to their starter. So Lezak, again, a national qualifier, somehow from the Big Ten, but they've got 2 new guys in here. Again, youngsters don't know much about Petrie. He was a state champion, former Greco national champ, which a lot of these Minnesota types are national champions, are very good in Greco and freestyle. So, yeah, a new guy for them there, but a former Minnesota state champion. Eddie, certainly a heavy favorite at 25.
At 133 pounds, we expect Gary Wayne Harding or Brian Crutchmer to get the call for the Cowboys against Sam Brancala from Minnesota.
Yeah, a guy that was hurt most of last season, two-time Minnesota State champ, not a big-time guy at the weight class, but a guy that pinned Gilman a couple years ago in that dual meet. So he's done some things. Gary Wayne Harding did not look good on Friday. Did not finish strong. Lost a match at overtime. Got hit for a stalling. Got taken down. Then got beat in overtime. So Gary Wayne, another weight class we're talking about, trying to find somebody to step up here. Off to a 6-4 start. You got a couple guys, Crutchmer as well. You got another true freshman there. So we'll see what happens. But this is a match. Brancale's a top 40 guy. So Gary Wayne certainly needs to pick up a victory here if possible.
Harding 6-4, as Roger said. Brian Crutchmer also weighing in today for the Cowboys. A record of 7-1 for him. At 141 pounds, the Cowboys going with number 1 ranked Dean Howell, the sophomore, off to a 5-0 start. The opponent, number 9 ranked Tommy Thorne, a redshirt freshman, for the Gophers at 10-2, and could be a decent matchup.
Yeah, probably the feature bout of the day. Of course, the Thorne name, former All-American for Iowa State, is the dad. The two brothers, of course, from Minnesota. Tommy may be the best of the bunch. A 4-time state champion for Minnesota, a national freestyle champion at Fargo. So a guy that's going to throw you, a guy that can do some things. Pretty good 10-2 record to start the season. He's been a bright spot for Minnesota. Dean Howell, again, a big season last year. If you're the number 1 ranked guy in the country, you're going to beat Tommy Thorne. So he's certainly the favorite to do the rankings, due to experience, former All-American. So, but a good-looking match there as Thorne coming in here with nothing to lose.
149 pounds for the Cowboys. That'd be number 8 ranked junior Anthony Kalika, an 8-1 record. For Minnesota, Jake Short, a sophomore, 3-1, or Miles Patton, a freshman, a record of 3-9.
Now, Jake Short was a pretty good guy for them last year. Got hurt late in the year at the Big Tens, as a matter of fact. Only a sophomore, so he's one of their up-and-coming guys if he can stay healthy. Miles Patton, a true freshman from Rochester, Minnesota, only 3-9. Anthony Kalika had a tough win on Friday against a good coaster, a guy you got to keep an eye on, a young guy, a sophomore. Kalika wrestled a tough physical match. 149 suits him well. This is a match that he needs to come out here and take care of business. 8-1. If you're going to stay in the top 8, these are the kind of guys you got to go out there and think about possibly picking up bonus points.
157 pounds, as we alluded to. Number 14 ranked Chance Marsteller for the Cowboys. Took Friday night off, a redshirt freshman, 5-2 on the year. And also the redshirt freshman, Ryan Blees, who did wrestle on Friday, a record of 12-4. Also the opponent to be determined at 157 from Minnesota, Brandon Kingsley, a senior, 5-3. And Jack Bass, a redshirt freshman, a record of 4-4 on the year.
Yeah, we're going to miss Dylan Neff. Dylan Neff's a fun guy to watch, a guy that did a lot of fun things for them. But he was hurt a lot of his career, missed a lot of matches. So Brandon Kingsley, a junior, just 5-3 this year, but a guy that's got a lot of varsity experience, 36-11 for his career. So a guy that's been there, been in the varsity mat, a guy that comes in here, expects to beat possibly a Cowboy that's not feeling full of confidence right now. This is the kind of guy, again, a top 40 type of guy that if Chance Marsteller, Ryan Blees, if the Cowboys are going to make some hay at this weight class and show their coach something, that's the kind of guy you need to beat, because this will be a tough match. Kingsley, again, if it's him, has some experience, but a match that either Marsteller or Blees, just trying to find a full 7 minutes, tough match. Blees ran into the best guy South Dakota State had by far in Cody Pack, and didn't wrestle that well. But again, Pack pretty salty. So this is the weight class like 84 the last couple years, Rex. We're going to have to put a TBD next to it.
No doubt about it. That's halfway through the lineups for our duel today. Through 157, we'll look at the other 5 weight classes after we take a timeout. Oklahoma State and Minnesota from Gallagher-Iba Arena. You're listening to Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
While OSU fans generate excitement, wind turbines generate clean, renewable energy, and the OSU Cowboy Wind Farm is proof our fan power is truly orange power. It generates 67% of all electricity used on campus, which means OSU is offsetting over 84,000 tons of carbon emissions. OG&E Wind Power is a win-win, whether it's creating millions for community improvements or powering your home. So show your fan power. Sign up for OG&E Wind Power at OGE.com.
Hey, dude, will you toss me a Dr. Pepper?
Here you go.
What is this?
A bottle of soda?
Did I ask for a bottle of soda?
Well,
no! I asked for an ice-cold, delicious Dr. Pepper. This is not a Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is like throwing a game-winning Hail Mary. Other sodas are like punting on third down. This so-called soda is sillier than a mascot in a marching band. It goes with college football like an offensive lineman on top of a cheerleading pyramid, which is incredibly dangerous. Do you hear me?
I think so.
The college football playoff is on the line, man. I think so isn't good enough. You know, the playoff that ends with a national championship trophy presented by Dr. Pepper? So when I ask for an ice-cold bottle of Dr. Pepper to watch college football with, the one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper is what I demand. Dr. Pepper in college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition. Grab a bottle today at your local convenience store. Dr. Pepper, always one of a kind.
We move on to the Oklahoma State-Minnesota wrestling duel today with your starting lineups. We move on to 165 pounds. And for the Cowboys, it'll be the number one ranked two-time defending national champion, Alex Derringer, the senior, off to a 5-0 start. And for Minnesota, we got a couple of men weighed in. Dylan Urbach, a redshirt freshman, 3-7, or Brandon Crone, a redshirt freshman with a record of 3-2.
Yeah, Urbach, three-time state freestyle champion, a three-sport athlete, pretty good prospect from North Dakota. Again, only 3-7. Crone out of Anoka, Minnesota. Not a whole lot from him. He qualified for state a few times, so certainly the biggest favorite of the day. Alex Derringer has that long streak going. Wrestled not to his expectations on Friday night, but still picked up a tough win. But then again, right here in front of the home crowd, expect a minimum of 5 points for the Cowboys there.
At 174 pounds, the Cowboys have weighed in a couple of wrestlers. The number 3 ranked Cowboy Kyle Crutchmer, the junior, off to a 5-0 start. The Cowboys also weighing in the redshirt freshman Chandler Rogers out of Stillwater. Chandler coming in with a record of 4-2. The opponent at 174 from Minnesota will be Jordan Rothers, a sophomore at 1-2.
Yeah, Jordan Rothers. Nick Wanzak, a guy that started for them last year at times, injured. They're a better guy there, but so this is a backup more or less with Jordan Rothers, a guy that was 21-6 as a redshirt freshman. Certainly the Pokes at 174. Whoever goes there is going to be favored. Cowboys have Crutchmer, who wrestled another tough match. I mean, he's used to tough, close matches, but wrestled a good, solid match on Friday, a kind of match that he likes to wrestle, actually. So expect to see him most likely. And the Cowboys certainly a big favorite there because, again, Rothers a backup to Wanzak. Started a little bit last year, but he's hurt. So, again, the Cowboys facing a backup there. So, it's a legitimate favorite, Rex Holt.
No doubt. At 184, the Cowboys also weighing in a couple of men. And that is Jordan Rogers, ranked number 15 currently in the country at 8-2, the junior, along with junior Nolan Boyd, a record of 7-3. And the opponent for Minnesota will be sophomore Chris Farr, record of 8-5.
Yeah, if anybody wrestled a good third period on Friday, it was Nolan Boyd. Gave him the C-Star Star of the day for that good, solid third period. Picked up 3 takedowns, got him a major decision. He went at 84 last bout. Chris Farr, one of their better guys. He's only a sophomore, 8-4, the younger brother of Brett Farr, 97-pounder. So a big, tough, physical guy, but a guy that's very good on the mat. So could see some fireworks there because Boyd also good on the mat, as is Jordan Rogers as well.
And then we move on to 197 pounds, and for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, it'd be either Austin Schaefer. No, there's just one man weighed in. I'll take that back. Weighed in for the Cowboys at 197. And Brett Farr, the other half of that brother duo, the number 6 ranked man in the country on the mat for Minnesota.
Yeah, I guess the Hawkeyes actually saw Jordan Rogers go 84, Nolan Boyd go 97. Against South Dakota State, we saw Nolan Boyd go 84 and Jordan Rogers go 97. Against their better guy, Roeder won a wild 15-10 match with Jordan Rogers, who actually caught the man for 6, nearly pinned him. Probably did pin him, but in the end, Roeder wins that one 15-10. So, again, another TBD here at 197 is the Cowboys between Nolan Boyd, between Jordan Rogers. Jordan Rogers is an 84-pounder. He's not big enough for 97, but he went against the guy on Friday night. So between Schaefer, Rogers, and Boyd, one of those 3 will go at 197 against their best guy, Brett Farr, certainly a guy that was behind Schiller for a couple of years. He's 10-0. He's probably their top All-American candidate, I would think, out of this 10-man lineup for the Golden Gophers. So a big match there for the Cowboys to make some noise here, to see if they can compete with a top 8 guy. Brett Favre Jr., again, a national qualifier, has had a good record, former state champ. So a big match there for the Pokes. So one of the few that Minnesota is going in as a strong favorite.
Favre 10-0 and Schaefer 11-3. But again, and the Cowboys, don't forget, could make a move at 74 with Chandler Rogers moved freshman up. John Smith giving himself some opportunities to jiggle with the lineup if he needs to in dual situations anyway. At heavyweight, Tanner Allen with Austin Marsden being suspended for this match. It'll be Tanner Allen, the redshirt freshman for the Cowboys, a record of 8-4. And number 9 ranked for Minnesota, Michael Krells, the junior, 9-2.
Yeah, just like 97. As usual, Minnesota pretty good in the upper weights, 97 heavyweight. They've had some great heavyweights in the past. Krells, maybe not the next great one, but a good solid heavyweight. Certainly a heavy favorite against an Oklahoma State backup, but ain't nothing to lose there. The Cowboys go against a top 10 guy.
That's right. Pre-match ceremonies continue. We'll be back with some wrestling after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Celebrating its 100th year, Oklahoma State University Cowboy Wrestling continues its tradition as one of the most dominant sports programs in the history of collegiate athletics. A dynasty built on champions.
Fresh, 8-9, coming into the tournament, unseeded, and he goes all the way to the finals. Not only that, but he is the NCAA champion.
Why not be a part of the next 100 years by joining the Cowboy Wrestling Club today? Just call 405-744-4541.
Hard work, dedication, tradition, and proven results. That's Cowboy Wrestling, and that's the law firm of Martin, Gene, and Jackson. That commitment to excellence has served the Cowboy Wrestling program for more than 70 years, and it has done the same for Martin, Gene, and Jackson. Martin, Gene, and Jackson has offices in Ponca City, Tulsa, and Stillwater. Our Stillwater office recently moved into the historic James E. Berry House at 502 South Duck Street. Visit our website at mjjlawfirm.com or call us at 405-377-5000. Teams always striving to be the very best. That's the Cowboys, and that's Martin, Gene, and Jackson.
Budweiser knows your friends are counting on you. So, we want you to remember to make a plan to make it home every time you go out. Do whatever it takes to get home safely. Call a friend, arrange for a cab, or designate a driver. Because friends are waiting.
When you come home to me.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Our members asked and we listened. Auto loans are now starting as low as 1.99% APR for the rest of the year. You are getting the car you need at the value you want. Visit CUIntouch.com for all the details. University and Community Federal Credit Union.
Loan is subject to credit approval. A lien filing fee will be required. Must be 18 or older to apply. Assumes auto is new or less than 1 year old. Annual percentage rate effective as of 9/21/2015 and subject to change without notice. APR assumes 700 or higher credit score. Loan proceeds cannot be used to refinance an existing University and Community Federal Credit Union loan.
The voice of OSU Cowboys sports since 1947. Hot 93.7 KSPI FM, Stillwater.
Back with you, Gallagher Iba Arena, Rex Holt and Roger Moore, your Cowboy Wrestling reporters, as the Cowboys have hit the stage. Yes, that's right. We've got the raised platform, the stage, in inside Gallagher Iba Arena, and get a good crowd on hand for Oklahoma State and Minnesota in a very dramatic setting with the spotlight and again the intro and a new voice on the PA this year, Roger Moore.
A.J. Haslett, long time boy, been doing stuff all over the country. Like Dan Blasey game and those Don Blasey, those type of guys that just kind of work tournaments in Reno, tournaments here, tournaments where you hear those voices and you hear them, not sure who they are a lot of times, but those of us around wrestling, you hear certain guys in certain places and welcome him, a guy that's been around wrestling for a long time. Oklahoma State graduate, and he knows the sport, so, again, big shoes to fill when you're following them, legendary Bob Dellinger, but A.J. Haslett's certainly a wrestling guy, so he brings a little bit of excitement and energy to it. But I will say, Rex, too, that, you know, the matchup in Iowa City, Kinnick Stadium, you look around at some of the attendance, some of the things some of these programs are doing, they're trying a little harder to promote, to market, to do some different things, to get some people in the stands, bring some more excitement and do some different things, some outdoor matches, not just in Kinnick Stadium, but other places. So, again, it's sometimes sport needs a little kickstart, and why not here?
That's right. The Cowboys, again, bringing out the stage. We saw it last year with the Penn State duel, but got it out here today for Minnesota. And like I say, it does kind of just brings a little bit more class to the joint.
Of course, we're also third match, third different singlet for the folks. They're following the football team's cue, and today they got a third different singlet in 3 matches here.
Got the old classic orange singlet with the white and black piping, and that new that 100-year wrestling logo on the right thigh. As Eddie Clamar prepares to hit them out here, we're just about ready to get underway. When we're done, we'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the Day. And from all your housing needs, luxury homes, or an efficiency apartment close to work or campus, call C-Star Management in Stillwater at 405-377-8740, 377-8740, or in Oklahoma City. Call C-Star Management at 405-949-1404. That's 949-1404. Why pay more? The best remains. C-Star Management, the sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. Check them out online at c-star.com. Starting lineups being introduced here as we're about ready for Oklahoma State and Minnesota. Again, the 37th meeting all time. Minnesota's had the upper hand on the Pokes of late. The Cowboys definitely a favorite today. As we mentioned before, I think Minnesota's got 3 ranked wrestlers in the entire lineup right now nationally.
Yeah, it's kind of odd. Again, this program under Jay Robinson has been good. Somebody that won back-to-back to start this century. Been great for the last 13, 14, 15 years. Jay Robinson certainly built this program into a powerhouse. And last year, even people, including myself, thought maybe they had a chance to win a national team title with all those seniors and all those All-Americans. A great lineup, but some injuries and some different things happened. And, of course, Ohio State won the championship. But, yeah, this is major rebuild mode. But then again, you got to start somewhere when you lose 4 All-Americans from a squad that finished actually tied for 9th last year, which is the lowest finish they've had in a number of years.
First home duel of the 100th season of Oklahoma State Cowboy Wrestling, and we are underway. And it's Eddie Clamar for the Cowboys and Skylar Petrie of Minnesota, your referee this afternoon. Mr. Mike Haggerty, very respected, longtime NCAA official. Underneath, Clamar gets in on a single leg, picks that left leg up, hip lock stuck in, and Petrie able to kick that leg free, get off the edge of the mat.
Yeah, Eddie had a pretty good match on Friday. Technical fall. One of the few guys that came out there firing, just outmanned his opponent. Eddie's gotten a little bit thicker, a little stronger, a little bigger. As an All-American, you've gotten over that hump. Now see what you can do. Didn't wrestle great against Gilman, a guy that's kind of had his number last couple of years, but Eddie certainly among the elite top 10 in the country.
And no score here early. Eddie took that first shot, but Petrie able to fight him off. The Gophers in there, familiar dark maroon singlets with the gold piping around the legs. No score. Again, we are in the first period. 2:03. 1 minute gone right there in period number 1. Gotta just get the feeling. Petrie, again, the sophomore at 8-4. Eddie at 8-1 on the season. But Petrie playing a lot of defense here early. Being very cautious. There's Eddie, shoots a double leg, and Petrie able to get him underhooked under that left arm, and Eddie comes up now with an underhook under that left shoulder. Eddie will throw people from time to time.
Yeah, that's what Petrie, I think, he's going to try to catch Eddie, maybe kind of coming in strong and with that little whip over and those underhooks. And these Greco guys certainly like to use your momentum, those upper body tosses, and they're very good over and under shoulder, so you got to be careful. You saw it with that low attack, and then Petrie boom underneath and try to pull him up and try to whip, but
there's Petrie in on the single, got the ankle, but Eddie counters, comes up, Clamar with a double leg, and then the double leg takedown as he slipped around behind. Reshot and then takedown for Clamar.
Yeah, good movement from Eddie Clamar there. It's on cue, Petrie upper body goes that low-level attack, and Eddie counters it, reshot, takedown. Yeah, these Minnesota guys, we don't know much about them, but they're going to be tough. The young guys that you'd assume Jay Robinson, good recruiting. Brandon Eggum and Dylan Ness on staff now. These guys are going to bring in quality products, so these guys are certainly a work in progress, and we're going to learn a lot about them today, Rex.
Eddie working hard on that top position as the arm bar to the left side, keeps the pressure up on the shoulders. Petrie to his feet. Clamar has him around the waist, drops it underneath, grabs the leg. They're outside the circle. We'll start them over. 19 seconds remaining. Period number 1. Lamar obviously wants to try to ride out the rest of this first period. Got the big black curtain pulled around the upper deck. Curtain pulled all the way around, other than the luxury boxes, some of those way up top behind us. Most people pay for those boxes all year long for all sports, but gives it more of a cozy old Gallagher Hall feel with that upper section. Again, with the black curtains blocking all of that off. It keeps the sound in. The time runs out. Lamar able to ride out the rest of that first period.
Minute 4 on the riding time. Good solid period from the Cowboy senior. Hard to believe Eddie Clamara already a senior.
Yeah.
It's like Anthony Collick already a junior. These guys has got here.
Lamar will be in the top position as we begin period number 2. And he had a Gillette, Illinois. It's the first move. Gets his man broken down flat on the mat. Goes back to work on that riding time clock. Flat on his stomach currently is Skyler Petrie. And Eddie has been, since that takedown, dominant from the top. And as they say that, Petrie to his feet. Eddie rides him for a moment, then lets it go. And the riding time holding at 1:30. Clamara's lead 2-1. Both been on their feet. 1:25 to go in the second period. Pretty good action so far here. There's a long-range shot. Did get there. Eddie with a little head tied up. Almost got whipped over, though, as he went for the old head and the heel. Petrie caught him underneath the shoulder coming in and got him off balance and almost whipped him over. Eddie recovers, back on his feet.
Now, you got to be careful. And those Greco guys, they catch you those little underhooks, and it's all about using your momentum sometimes.
Well, Petrie's upper body is definitely, you can tell that he's, there's some horsepower working there. And again, Eddie's about as strong a 125-pounder also as you're going to find out there around the country.
Warning on Petrie.
They would keep an Eddie outside on the edge of that circle. That's the way it's supposed to be called. The guy that's, sometimes the guy may be inside the circle, but he gets called for stalling for keeping the other man, not letting him get inside that circle to tie up.
And if you don't make an effort to at least circle back in or try to get back into the mat, a lot of times they're supposed to hit you aggressively with that.
Shot by Petrie, and Eddie got the hips back, no problem. Back on their feet. 14 seconds remaining, second period. Lamar a 2-1 lead in riding time holding at 1 minute and 30 seconds. And nothing else will happen. Although Eddie hit a high crotch right at the buzzer and looks over at John Smith. John saying, hey, hit it earlier.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of this there, Rex. Minnesota good with the hand fighting, good physical team, upper body stuff, and controlling the tie-ups, and you're not going to be off balance a whole heck of a lot. So you've really got to set up your shots. If you take bad shots, they will counter and take you down. So, again, you got to be ready for a good old-fashioned...
Petrie, again, caution for starting too soon for that top position. Final 2 minutes, period 3. Clamara to his feet. Eddie able to turn into Petrie, gets the leg free, gets off, he gets to the bat. And Clamara now a 3-1 lead, riding time holding at 1:23.
For those old Bears, Packers, and Vikings, and the old-fashioned outdoor run-the-football type of game. Not going to be a lot of high-flying stuff. No Dylan Ness and Logan Stoller for Minnesota, but a lot of guys are going to stay in there, and they're just tough to score on, Rex. They're just tough to again, get them off balance. They're always in good shape and good square stance, and certainly at the weight room.
Long-range shot, didn't get there. Eddie with the inside trip, gets in on that left leg. Gets around behind. Petrie has the takedown as he wraps him around the waist, picks him up, puts him back down on the mat.
That's pretty slick, Rex, wasn't it?
Horsepower shown there by Clamara. And he's got a 5-1 lead.
Plus went to a different technique. Those just regular shots sometimes don't work. You got to throw in a little flare sometimes. I made it went to the inside trip, and again showed some veteran savvy right there.
Cowboy coaches want another stalling call, as there's been one on Petrie. He's not doing much underneath. And he's got almost 2 minutes of riding time, 1:54 to be exact. He's got a 5-1 lead. 52 seconds remaining in the third period. Eddie signals he's going to have that freestyle start. Just places the hands on the back, lets the man go, makes it 5-2. And John Smith, all those guys looking for the bonus points now in these duels. Didn't think they did a very good job of that up at Iowa, off the edge of the mat. Five to 2, Clamar with riding time. He's going to need more than a takedown to wind up with a bonus point for the Cowboys. Reaches in underneath, did get it. Now back in on the low ankle pick and a takedown. 7-2, 14 seconds to go. John Smith asked him to put that tight waist on him and roll him over. 8 seconds to go. Off the edge of the mat. 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, good, strong finish. And Eddie's showing being physical right here in this match. He's had to enforce his will to score.
Too soon, Eddie Clamara moving for that top position. So he draws a caution on top. Now, Eddie trying to hook up a cradle, but the whistle will sound, and that'll be it. 2:14 riding time. 8-2. The final score as the Cowboys jump out on top in this duel by the score of 3-0. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Central Rural Electric Cooperative has been serving members with safe, affordable electricity for 75 years. CREC has always been your neighbor. Now we want to be your friend. Connect with CREC on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Central Rural or follow our Twitter handle at Central Rural. Being connected with our community is just another #CREC advantage.
We all know home is where the heart is. Now the experts at Carrier have put a new twist on that notion. Introducing the Carrier Core Thermostat, the heart of a smarter home. It lets you control your home comfort from across the room or across the country. The Core Thermostat also monitors your energy usage and turns it into state-of-the-art reports you can use to save money. It's just what you'd expect from the people who invented modern air conditioning.
Carrier and B&L Heating and Air Conditioning. Turn to the experts at BNLHeatingCool.com.
Roger back with you from Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Oklahoma State leading in the duel with Minnesota 3-0. One bout in. They moved to 133 pounds with the Cowboys. Gary Wayne Harding. Sophomore 6-4. Sam Brankell, a junior from Minnesota, a record of 9-4.
Yeah, a little dangerous. And he's a guy that's been in the lineup a couple of times the past few years. Injured a lot of last year, but a guy that will put you on your back and pin you. A match to Gary Wayne Harding. You got to find some momentum, get some confidence. Didn't wrestle well on Friday and lost a tough overtime match.
Around behind, Brankell gets around behind Harding and takes him to the mat for the takedown. Slipped around behind him, and Gary Wayne now trailing 2-0.
Brankell, the guy's been behind both Dardanes brothers, and that's a good workout partner. So you know this guy's will be tough from that go for room, but look out here.
Got him hooked up, chicken wing over that right arm, and now Gary Wayne gets to his feet. More or less, Brankell just cut him loose to make it 2-1. Gary Wayne out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, a true sophomore. Again, as we pointed out, off to a bit of a shaky start this year after breaking into the lineup and wrestling well a year ago. The true freshman shoots it underneath, gets it on the single, but is going to wind up giving up 2 points.
Watch out for a cradle here, too.
Yeah, got that inside knee, but couldn't cradle him up. Harding able to get back to his stomach, but it's 4-1. And Gary Wayne again grabbing that right leg and hanging on, but the junior Sam Brankell dominating this match early. And a stalemate called by our official again today, Mike Haggerty.
Brankell's gotten a little thicker as well in the upper body. Again, these guys aren't shy about getting in the weight room. Minnesota never has.
On the whistle, Gary Wayne got to his feet, hitless Granby, but it doesn't work. Brankell just rolls with it, gets him back under control. Now has the tight waist on him and rolls him over, trying to get a cheap tilt out of that. And he does get a 2-point near fall. Exposed him long enough and long enough to get the 2-point near fall there. Harding rolls all the way through it, but it's now a 6-1 lead at riding time over a minute for Sam Brankell out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Two-time Minnesota state champ. And there's an escape for Harding at the buzzer. 6-2 the score. Again in favor of Sam Brankell of Minnesota.
A little bit too physical there in the first period for the Minnesota wrestler. Brankell, good solid period. And that big near fall at the end of the period, big 6-2, 4-point lead.
A little spiral ride there as the period starts as Harding does a little set out. Brankell grabs him up underneath his armpits, trying to pull him straight back to the mat. Didn't get that done, but now he hooks the elbow with a little tight waist maneuver, gets under those hips and trying to roll him over for a cheap tilt. Harding able to roll through it, get back to his base. Brankell leading 6-2, riding time at 1:56, going on to 2 minutes right there, a minute and a half to go. And he's got him turned over again, got those shoulders exposed as he stacked him up and gets a 2-point near fall.
Old-fashioned, almost like a three-quarter Nelson there, just went over the top, and Gary Wayne rolled through, but like I said, this being outmanned here so far.
8-2 with over headed toward 2.5 minutes of riding time. Harding flat on the mat. Chicken wing stuck in on the left side. Brankell, again, he's going for it. Walking it up toward the head. That chicken wing in there deep. Walking it up toward the head of Harding, trying to flip him over. Gary Wayne's forehead right on the mat. Now he does flip him over, and Harding in trouble. 34 seconds, not able to get that left arm free, get back to his base, but another 2-point near fall.
Good, solid, fundamental chicken wing with the bar on the far side and flipped him over just enough to get the 2. Gary Wayne still competing hard, but again, being outmanned here so far, Rex. Gets a stalling call underneath there.
Just trying not to get pinned. That's been the modus operandi of late. Just trying to keep from giving up any a fall, but he's down 10-2. Over 3 minutes of riding time, and the second period coming to a close. And it's 10-2. Sam Brankell in Minnesota dominating here at 133 pounds. Third period, both men on their feet. Well, Gary Wayne needs a big 5-point or 6-point move, actually. You could have those these days. The 4-point near fall and get himself back into this one. Easier said than done. Brankell leads at 10-2. Riding time holding at 3:29, final period.
And Gary Wayne's got to be careful here, too. Don't get too crazy. And you try to throw a guy who likes to throw.
And, a little arm spin there. And, again, both men trying to throw. But it's going to wind up with another takedown as they scramble to hit the mat. And Brankell winds up with the advantage in another takedown.
Another great weekend for Gary Wayne Harding. Anything that the coaches, and he doesn't know himself, just like I said, to have bad third period up at South Dakota State and just being outmanned here against Brankell, a guy that's unranked, but you're going to see this guy inside the top 20, I would imagine, for too long. Probably next set of rankings.
Plus, he had lost 4 times coming in, but he is dominating today against Oklahoma State. The crowd trying to inspire Gary Wayne. There's another stalling warning underneath on Harding. That's another point. 13-2. Cowboy fans, again, trying to at least help him hold it to a 4-point team situation, but he's getting turned over again, and another count for Brankell. Another 2 points, 15-2 with over 4 minutes of riding time. Right back in, chicken wing dug in on that left side. Gary Wayne, his forehead still flat on the mat. Red Kell runs a half in on the right side. 10 seconds to go. He's going for that tech fall. Walking up toward the head. Harding glances at the clock. Still walking it that way. Time runs out. 4:48 the riding time. 16-2. Major decision. Sam Brankel. Minnesota leads the duel 4-3. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, inviting you to check out our everyday fast and friendly service. Did you know that most prescription co-payments are the same no matter where you go? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we value our customers and we believe our fast and friendly service sets us apart. So come in today and see why our customers prefer Charlie's Discount Drug. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in discounting prices without discounting service. 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Minnesota leading our duel by the score of 4-3 as we move on to 141 pounds. Third bout of the afternoon. Dean Howell, number 1 ranked sophomore Cowboy at 5-0. Tommy Thorne, ranked number 9, the redshirt freshman from Minnesota, with a record of 10-2.
Attention here. There'll be fireworks as Thorne is the guy that likes to score some points. 4-time state champion. Redshirt freshman again. One of the future guys that Jay Robinson's certainly counting on. Of course, we know about Dean Howe's story from last year. Big-time finish. He's won some tough matches already this year. Just a sophomore and already All-American.
Out of Brunswick, Ohio, Dean Howell in on the single leg, has the left leg tied up. Going back over the top, reaches back, grabs a ankle, trying to turn this scramble into a stalemate possibly, but Howell stays with it. Reps that right arm around the back of Thorne. He's got the hip lock stuck in. Howell's all the way around behind him. Has the left leg and that right arm wrapped up around his back. And again, Thorne with that hip lock dug in there deep. Trying to fight him off. Howell still has the leg. Trying to knock him off his pins and has his takedown as they go off the edge of the mat. Good tough wrestling by both. Take down Howell.
Yeah, Howell didn't mind getting a little physical there. That was just a power struggle. Both guys burned a lot of groceries there, but Howell eventually outlasted the freshman. And Dean Howell just good, tough, solid, fundamental wrestling right there. Didn't panic. Didn't do anything crazy. Just kind of bided his time and showed some good strength.
Dean will cut his man loose. That makes the score 2-1. Thorne, a redshirt freshman out of St. Michael, Minnesota. 4-time Minnesota state champ.
Yeah, both brothers suited up from Minnesota. He was All-American maybe once. Of course, Dad wrestled for Iowa State a long time ago.
High crotch by Howell, in on the single leg again. Get Thorne back over the top of those long arms, long legs, trying to turn it into a scramble, locks the hands to the crotch. Howell laying in his lap as he hit that high crotch and wrapped up that right leg. Thorne able to hit on his rear end, reach back over the top, he's got long arms. Trying to turn this again into a scramble and a stalemate situation. Howell trying to finish off another tough takedown opportunity. Off kind of hanging over the top there, still trying to hang on. Howell continues to get, Dean has both legs at the moment as they hit the mat. Dean hooks the leg. Cowboy coach is saying reach up and get him around the back of the head. There's a takedown with 10 seconds to go.
Wow. Talk about persistence.
Howell just stayed with it. stayed with it, and there's the time running out in period number 1.
Yeah, that's nice. Just like I said, did not give up on the position. Kind of worked his way, and boom. Got that right arm free over the top of the waist of Thorne, and there's your two. Two big, tough takedowns.
4-1 lead for Dean Howell of Oklahoma State. We start period number 2. Dean will be in the top position. First period, 3 minutes. Second and third periods, both 2 minutes in length. And just underway in period number 2. Trying to get to his feet as Thorne he does, and Howell cuts him loose. Riding time right now not a factor. Dean's 32 seconds on his side of the ledger to go along with that 4-2 lead. Shot it underneath. Howell again gets it on the single leg. Again, Thorne, those long arms back over the top. Howell, though, just methodically reaches across, gets the far side ankle in the takedown. Didn't allow him to get that hip lock in there that time. And another takedown. Howell leads at 6-2, and now he's jumping around to the right side. I think that John Smith talked about on Tuesday that, again, the Cowboys only lost the duel by 2 points, but didn't like the way he thought his team situations where they should have gone after bonus points, that they just were content just to win. And in duels, you need to chase those team points when you can. There's the escape. Howell cuts him loose. John has said that's been a point of emphasis the last week or so. They'll just be satisfied with a win, particularly in duels. But, of course, they're huge in tournaments, too, those bonus points. See Dean going for it there. 6-3, the lead for Howell. He's got 1:05 riding time now also to go along with that 3-point lead with 15 seconds remaining, second period.
15 seconds remaining, period number 2, at 141 pounds.
5 seconds. And that'll do it for the second period. Howell a 6-3 lead, 1:05 riding time.
Yeah, that's a good warm-up. Next action for the Cowboys against NC State. Kevin Jack in here. That'll be 1 versus 2, so Dean not going to look past Thorne here, but obviously he knows what the schedule says and who he'll face in the next action. So get some confidence and get the mojo rolling as you got a big opponent coming in here next week.
Dean Howell on the whistle from the down position, gets to his feet. Thorne trying to put him back down on the mat. They get to the far side edge. Howell hits a little set out. They go outside the circle. They'll start it over. 1:47 to go, third period. Howell's riding time. Back below the minute mark at 51 seconds. His lead 6-3. Dean slowly comes to his feet. Thorne puts him back down on the mat. He comes right back to his feet again. Got that right arm run underneath the shoulder, around the back of the head. And now Dean, a little sit out again. Grabs him by the back of the head. Grabbed Thorne around the back of the head, kind of trying to pull him off the top. Didn't work. Spiral ride by Tommy Thorne.
That was anything like his older brothers. Pretty good from the top position. Guy likes to work out of that crab ride sometimes, leg rider. Puts you on your back, so that's what looks like the strategy is here, to try to catch Dean and put him on his back.
Big gets to his feet again, but Tommy Thorne just again hanging on him with that spiral ride, that left arm run back down through the legs, inside the leg, through the crotch. The right arm underneath the right shoulder, either underneath the chin or around the back of the head. Again, as I mentioned before, long arms, long legs, and those guys can wrap you up. Howell immediately to his feet again. Thorne trying to trip him back down to the mat. It does. 1 minute plus ride by Tommy Thorne off the edge of the mat.
Yeah, that 4-point near fall kind of keeps you in matches a little bit longer. The 5 count gets you a 4-point near fall, and that could certainly cause some problems. We're going to see some matches won with third period turns like that.
Howell again on the whistle. Doesn't stand straight up. Gets 1 foot on the mat. See, there's a different way to attack it, but Thorne again still with his that spiral ride dropping down, trying to grab the leg. Couldn't do it. Howell gets the leg free as he was reaching. He kind of skipped away from him. Got both of those ankles out of harm's way. Got his escape. And 7-3. He takes a glance at the scoreboard. "15 seconds. 2 men on their feet in the center of the mat. High leading 7-3. The riding time is no factor. There's a stalling warning on Thorne. He's backing up. The crowd counts it down. No riding time. A 7-3 win for Dean Isle. Cowboys back on top. 6-4. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Audio Midwest has been your leader in high-tech audio and video for the past 33 years. Look, are you renting movies right through your TV? Can you create your own ticker to keep up with specific scores while watching the big game? Do you watch football at 80 and 90 inches in your living room? If your answer is no, then come to Audio Midwest and see technologies that can improve your TV viewing experience. With brands like Sharp, Samsung, Sony, and Toshiba, Audio Midwest has got you covered. Come see why Audio Midwest is the best place to buy your TV, home theater, and car stereo.
Hard work, dedication, tradition, and proven results. That's Cowboy Wrestling, and that's the law firm of Martin, Gene, and Jackson. That commitment to excellence has served the Cowboy Wrestling program for more than 70 years, and it has done the same for Martin, Gene, and Jackson. Martin, Gene, and Jackson has offices in Ponca City, Tulsa, and Stillwater. Our Stillwater office recently moved into the historic James E. Berry House at 502 South Duck Street. Visit our website at mjjlawfirm.com or call us at 405-377-5000. Teams always striving to be the very best. That's the Cowboys, and that's Martin, Gene, and Jackson.
Move on to 149 pounds. Oklahoma State leading Minnesota. Score 6-4. 3 bouts in. We moved to bout number 4. And for the Cowboys, 8th-ranked Anthony Kalika, the junior with an 8-1 record. The opponent, Jake Short for Minnesota, sophomore at 3-1.
Yeah, good matchup here. Jake Short, starter as a freshman.
Yahiro Yutaki Obata being introduced to the crowd here, and one of the greatest all-time
in any
wrestler.
Sport.
yeah, any sport. Domination, deluxe, an Olympia gold medalist 2 times. And
match, yeah.
Myron Roderick brought him in here, and he had Fujita and some other Katsumi Suzuki. They've had some Japanese wrestlers over the years here at Oklahoma State. Not so much of late. But Yutaki, a legend in this sport. He's one of those Paul Bunyan names, like Danny Hodge. He has mythical proportions. We are underway at 149.
Again, Jake Short lost to Kindig last year in the dual meet. He was a freshman, started this the entire year, got hurt at Big Tens. But he's also a guy Jay Robinson's counting on down the road. Only a sophomore, tough, physical. A tough match for Anthony Kalika.
And, of course, well documented, the junior out of Solon, Ohio, at 157 last year, just basically out of a need. Not going to make the team at 49. I'll go to 57. Did a heck of a job there for the Cowboys with 26-11 overall. Now back to a more comfortable weight at 149. No score. Just underway, period number 1.
Lost a tough match to Sorensen from Iowa. Top 4 guys. So Anthony certainly, everybody feels like he's going to fit right in here at the weight class. But again, it's the big match here. Jake Short, a guy tough to score on. Good, solid, physical 49-pounder. Had some injury issues again last year, so a good match here.
Yeah, there's a shot. Kalika got in briefly on that right leg, but not enough to get the leverage to pick it up. Now blocked off from the front side. Short has him wrapped up around the shoulder and around the head, and still made call. Short, a redshirt sophomore of Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. A lot of homegrown talent. Also a 4-time Minnesota State champ. In underneath on a single leg. Short has that right leg picked up. Kalika, great scrambler, trying to get back down on the mat, get that leg free. But Short again still has that right leg picked up in the air. Kalika with that hip lock stuck in. Gets him back down on the mat. Now spins the opposite way, trying to come out the backside, scramble off the edge of the mat. Great recovery by Kalika.
Yeah, good balance there, bouncing on one foot. A good shot from Short started that whole sequence there, but Anthony again, I've been able to fight that off a year ago at the bigger weight class, but right there, balance, toughness, and was able to withstand that short attack.
Calica circling back toward the center of the mat. Jake Short. Did 3-1 on the year. 2 men weighed in here. Miles Patton, a freshman, also weighed in from Minnesota, but Short getting the call. And no score. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Two men just leaning on each other, very cautious here.
16 seconds remaining, period 1. 149.
10 seconds. It's collar ties. Little forehead-to-forehead action, but not much else. Had the one serious shot by Short, a great recovery by Calica. That was the extent of the first period. We go to period number 2.
Advantage Short after the first 3 minutes. A little bit more physical than the guy that was kind of initiating the ties. And Anthony certainly wasn't backing up, wasn't being too passive, but Short was the guy that pretty much controlled that first 3 minutes.
Calica hits a standing Grammy out with the escape. Came to his feet and he hit that Grammy hard and flipped right out of there. 1-0. Calica. And here comes Short right back in. And very, very well-defined, muscular 149-pounder. You can just tell he's got a lot of horsepower. As Rogers talked about, that Big Ten type style. They just stay in close, push you around the mat, don't allow you to get, particularly somebody like Calica, who's more of a finesse.
Movement, yep.
Yeah, kind of guy.
This direction.
They want to keep a hold of you, keep you in close. The old Ollie Frazier analogy. One wants to get inside, keep it an inside fight. The other one wants to get a little more room to breathe. Combine it from a different angle, contrasting styles, and a lot of times you wind up with very low-scoring matches in those scenarios.
Again, they're just so tough to get off balance. They initiate the tie, and they go for inside position, and they just don't make mistakes. They don't overextend themselves, and they're tough to get them off balance to set anything up. And the clock continues to run to the third period, and whoever's in better shape a lot of times got out a takedown and win a tight match. And neither man is certainly stalling. It's obviously just tough hand fighting.
High crotch. Calica gets in. Had that, again, a little bit of that left leg, but again, the strength of Short. Able to hook him up underneath that right shoulder, get him off of the leg in a hurry. And stalemate call with 12 seconds to go in the period. And it looks like that is going to do it for period number 1. It does. 1-0. The lead for Anthony Calica. We head to the final period, the final 2 minutes. Calica in the top position.
Yeah, bring your hard hat and your work gloves and go to work here. Tough 2 minutes. Man's got to find a way to gut out a win.
On the whistle, little set out there by Short. They hand fight for just a moment, and Short gets to his feet. He's out with the escape. And it's 1-1. Third period. 2 men on their feet. And right back where we were. Calica looking for, again, an opening. With those Gophers, a lot of, and again, the Hawkeyes, a lot of those people, they just smother you. They just stay on you. Keep your hands, your arms busy, leaning on you. Difficult to find an opening. Don't want to make a mistake now with less than a minute to go in the third period. Colliga again on the single leg, has the right leg. He's in there, picks it up off the mat. Got off balance for a moment. Man. And now trying to counter that short. Boy, he showed that strength again, and those shoulders, those legs. Colliga got in there about as good as you can, and looked like it for a moment. He had the advantage, and then an explosion by Short almost knocked him off his feet.
Yeah, you're going to take down about 8 out of 10 guys in that situation right there, but you said, Rex, Short was powerful legs and hips, and just horsed back into Anthony, and really, Anthony tweaked something there. He's kind of moving gingerly back to the circle.
He's talking to the official.
You can't take an injury time here. It's going to... Injury time, yeah, but he tweaked something in his...
He's coming to the corner and...
ankle.
So he's grabbing that left ankle, and he tried... he talked to the official, Mr. Haggerty, for a moment there. He thought, well, maybe I can go, but as he stepped back to the middle of the mat, and then, again... That's what you don't see. You used to see this routinely all the time, and the injuries. And I guess this, you know they're legit now because of the way the rules are now. That was the greatest rule addition the last decade or so, is the fact that those injuries, and the guys that used to use that injury, fake an injury to buy some time to rest up and all of those things, and those things just don't happen anymore. So you're injured. You're legitimately injured anymore.
And immediately, 22 seconds left in the match, Jake Short will get his choice of position, so he'll most likely choose down and try to escape. Try to escape out of here with a win.
Well, again, Colliga tried to go on it, but just came over, and the Cowboy trainer takes care of him. Matt Hinderleiter gets him taped up. Go ahead back to the center of the mat. In the down position. Short to his feet. Colliga trying to hang on. Grabs an ankle. And now cannot hang on. He's out with the escape, and it's 2-1. 10 seconds to go, and Colliga just walking very gingerly on that left ankle, and he's just saying, I'm done. Colliga's just going to snap his headgear, and he'll just say, hey, it's over. The time runs out. So that'll be a 2-1. A very, again... I don't know, dramatic kind of a finish there, and Anthony Colliga injured. We'll lose it 2-1. Minnesota moves back on top by the score of 7-6. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Oklahoma State Cowboys are known for winning, and with 4 thrilling locations, so is Seven Clans Casinos. That's why Seven Clans is proud to sponsor OSU Athletics. With thousands of today's hottest games, irresistible dining, and star-studded entertainment, the winning possibilities are endless. Here's to a winning season on and off the field. Go, Pokes! Seven Clans Casinos. Don't miss a second.
Our members asked and we listened. Auto loans are now starting as low as 1.99% APR for the rest of the year. You are getting the car you need at the value you want. Visit CUIntouch.com for all the details. University and Community Federal Credit Union.
Loan is subject to credit approval. A lien filing fee will be required. Must be 18 or older to apply. Assumes auto is new or less than 1 year old. Annual percentage rate effective as of 9/21/2015 and subject to change without notice. APR assumes 700 or higher credit score. Loan proceeds cannot be used to refinance an existing University and Community Federal Credit Union loan.
Back with you from Gallagher-Iba Arena. The Cowboys lose a tough one there at 149. Anthony Colliga hurt his ankle and basically gave up a point, was not able to finish for the most part. He just stood there and let the clock run out, and he loses 2-1. So Minnesota leads the duel by a score of 7-6. We move to 157. It'll be Chance Marsteller will get the call for the Cowboys, the redshirt freshman, ranked number 14 at 5-2 against Brandon Kingsley, a senior from Minnesota, a 5-3 record on the year.
Big match here for the Pokes. Obviously, no Austin Marsden waiting in the wings. Minnesota a lot better up top, so the Cowboys find some wins here. 2-2 so far. Marcello's first match under the big lights here in Gallagher-Iba Arena.
With a record of 4-3, currently ranked 14th in the nation.
Kingsley Long, so the guy that's been in and out of the lineup for a couple years, obviously behind Dylan Ness, a couple other guys.
Lars Tiller, as Kingsley underhooks him, grabs that elbow, tried to hit a high crotch, but to no avail. They're back in the center of the bat, no score. And there's a shot and a takedown for Kingsley. His initial shot, he came away with air, but in the attempt to again get the leg out of the way, more or less, Marsteller just kind of fell forward onto his knees, and Kingsley just slipped around behind him. And immediately out is Marsteller. That'll make it 2-1. Just off balance, I believe, there. And again, the shot itself did not do the damage.
Yeah, certainly one of the biggest recruits Oklahoma State's had in a couple of years, obviously, from Pennsylvania, excuse me. Started initially maybe going to Penn State, but ended up here in Stillwater. And
Kingsley on the single leg, all the way around behind Marsteller. He gets the hip lock stuck in. Gets the leg free, and now they're back on their feet. Marsteller out of Fawn Grove, Pennsylvania. Redshirt freshman. High school record of 166-0.
And that's in Pennsylvania. That doesn't happen very often. A lot of studs come out of Pennsylvania, and he was certainly the top recruit in the country and trying to find his way here the first year and a half in the program.
Will be Dave Schultz, the High School Excellence Award for the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2014. There's a shot. Marsteller in on the single leg. Gets the left leg picked up. Now sticks that shoulder into Kingsley. Takes him to the mat. Kingsley back over the top. Has the hands locked around the chest. Marsteller laying in his lap there. Has that left leg tied up. Trying to stay with it and finish off his takedown if he can. The scramble mode is Kingsley. Trying to hook up a little Peterson-type maneuver, but not able to do so. Kingsley steps back over the top, grabs an ankle, hooks the leg, and the time runs out of the period. So a 2-1 lead for Brandon Kingsley of Minnesota.
Yeah, good shot from Chance there, but outside single, but Kingsley long and lanky, able to fight him off for 20, 25 seconds. This is a position where obviously these guys that aren't used to being underneath, work in progress, and Kingsley, long, lanky, probably going to be efficient from this position.
On the whistle for the down position, Marsteller gets to his feet. He's out with the escape.
And we've got a 2-2 tie.
Marsteller's in a thickly muscled on 57-pounder. There's a shot in underneath by Kingsley. Got him off the leg momentarily, but Kingsley steps around behind Marsteller. He's got that hip lock dug in there. They're side by side. Kingsley has that right leg. Marsteller trying to turn it into a scramble, and does. He rolls out, grabs a leg. Marsteller laying flat on the mat, hanging on to the left ankle, setting right up on his back. Going to do the splits there, and hanging on to an ankle is Kingsley. And no advantage, and a stalemate call.
Neutral position.
And they're back at it again. Marsteller trying to hit a little duck. Doesn't work. Head to head, 50 seconds to go in the second period. Marsteller off balance there. Started to hit something, but almost lost his balance and fell backwards. Cowboy fans, with their team trailing 7-6. Trying to inspire Marsteller. "20 seconds to go in the second period. Still a 2-2 match. Shot underneath. Kingsley gets in on the right leg. And able to kick that leg free, get him off of that ankle. Marsteller. It's back even. That'll do it for period number 2.
Chance got to go to work here. Hasn't shown much so far through 5 minutes. Been all Kingsley for the most part. The Cowboys living dangerously here without a full lineup down the road. Need victories. Chance got to dig deep here.
Oh, the whistle from the top position. Marsteller goes in a bit of a crab ride there, grabbing that ankle as he sets out underneath Kingsley. And got to bridge back into Marsteller. He's got that left leg, run inside. Trying to hook up that right arm and turn this guy over, maybe, if he can. And now he'll give up the escape. Kingsley have to get to his feet, turns back into Marsteller. It takes the lead back at 3-2 riding time, not a factor. 1:30 to go, third period. Oklahoma State's Chance Marsteller trailing by a point. There's a stalling warning on Marsteller.
You don't like that when you're trailing 3-2. Should be on the other guy, shouldn't it? The right call from Haggerty. Chances hasn't fired, hasn't done much.
Little arm drag by Kingsley. Marsteller kind of hits a throw. Now comes up. He's got the hands locked around the back momentarily, but not enough leverage there. Now in on the single. Grabs an ankle. Now trying to hang on to that ankle as, again, Kingsley turns it into a scramble situation at the edge of the mat. Marsteller got in on the ankle. And Kingsley recovered nicely. Again, another guy with long arms and long legs. Reaches back, grabs an ankle. 34 seconds remaining, third period. Marsteller trailing 3-2. Trying to come out the back door. Comes out the back door, but still no takedown. Still hanging on to that ankle. Kingsley trying to get him off of the ankle. 15 seconds, stalemate called. We'll start him over. Zach Esposito, John Smith at the edge of the mat. Crowd getting loud here. 14 seconds to go. Marsteller trails by 1. Reaches for the ankle, not there. 8 seconds. Hits a little duck. That doesn't work. And Kingsley will hang on and win it 3-2. And that'll make the Minnesota lead 10-6 over the Cowboys. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
When did we become so dependent on all those technical devices you got around the house? You know, your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your gaming system. Anymore, you got more tools or tech tools than you've got garden tools. Well, Suddenlink's got you covered with 1 gig internet. That's 100 times faster than your typical phone company internet. Only 8% of U.S. cities have 1 gig internet speeds, and Stillwater, because of Suddenlink's investment, is now Gig City. Now, you may not need 1 gig internet speeds now, but it's nice to know the power to keep all your devices connected is there when you need it. Call 800-915-1866 to get SL200 HD TV and 15 meg internet for just $69 a month, and you'll get access to on demand. Don't wait. Call 800-915-1866 or visit Suddenlink.com and get all the information. Your Suddenlink store is located at 802 East 6th Street right here in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Back with you, Calico Arena. The Oklahoma State Cowboys living dangerously on this Sunday afternoon as Minnesota's won 2 in a row. And 2 of the basic kind of toss-up matches going in, 149 and 157. And the Cowboys got some work to do on the back half of this duel, trailing 10-6. They send down their best man, the number 1 ranked defending national champion, Alex Derringer, the senior. And he'll be facing Brandon Crone, a redshirt freshman, with a record of 3-2 from Minnesota. To say the Cowboys need big bonus points is an understatement with the way things have transpired here. There's a takedown. Derringer just manhandled his opponent. He got him up around the shoulder, grabbed an ankle, and takes Crone right to the mat.
Yeah, without a whole lot of math needed here. Cowboys need 6. Derringer, 54-match win streak. What, 105-4 for his career, Rex. That's up there with not quite Taki Obata territory, but winning percentage is pretty salty. find himself inside the top 10 before he's all done. But they need him to smell his back and score the fall right here because, again, things are getting a little dicey here in Gallagher-Iba.
The Cowboy heavyweight Austin Marzin, if you did not hear the open, is suspended. For this duel today, there's the escape. Derringer more or less just cut his man loose. Brandon Crone. Derringer going back to work on his feet. And there's another. He grabs that elbow, far side ankle, picks him up, and just throws him to the mat.
A little bit more hopping. Alex's step. Didn't wrestle that well on Friday, but it's a good, tough, solid win against a guy that didn't want to wrestle a whole lot.
Out of Port Washington, Wisconsin, Alex Derringer. Got that right arm pulled out from underneath. Got a 4-1 lead, 1:22 to go, first period. Derringer again trying to pull that right arm out from underneath and see if he can hook up a pinning combination of some type. On Brandon Crone. Head on the mat, and there's no doubt what his goal is to not get pinned. So he's in a defensive posture. Got that right arm pulled out from underneath and around the back. 45 seconds to go in the first period. Round one is slowly called. Derringer going to try to roll him over and does, and getting a count out of it. Should get again, he still got him on his back for that matter. 33 seconds to go. Crone trying to bridge out of that thing. Derringer get a 4-point near fall out of that. And 8-1 the lead. And he may not be done. Right back in. Getting a count out of it again. Cheap Till as he pull that right arm up around the back, gets in underneath those hips, hooks him up underneath that left shoulder and rolls him over. He's got another 4-point near fall in his pocket as the buzzer sounds, and that'll make it a 12-1 lead for the Cowboys senior.
Yeah, that 4-point near fall difference maker. Instead of a couple of 2-pointers or a couple of 3-pointers, a couple of extra points in there. So just like that, 12-1.
12-1. We just started the second period. The two men on their feet. Derringer. And has him underhooked under that right shoulder. Gets him down on the mat. And tried an arm drag to Crone, but that backfires for a takedown for Derringer.
2 points on the takedown.
Cowboys need 6 here, not 5. You got to really focus here and hook something up and go for the pin. That 1 point could be huge down the road.
Alex again pulls that right arm out from underneath around the back as he flattens his man Crone out on the mat. 1:19 to go. There's a stalling warning underneath. Derringer again pulls that right arm around the back. Hooks him up underneath that left shoulder. Turns him over. He's going for it. Still has that arm hooked up. Now jumps on top. Rolls him over on his back. Derringer going for the fall. 55 seconds to go in the period. A heck of a bridge job done at the moment by Crone. He's going to get out of it off his back, but that'll be a 4-point near fall, and that'll be a tech fall for Alex Derringer. He went for it. But it'll wind up being, 18-1, the final score of the tech fall. And Cowboys take the lead 11-10. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Cowboy Nation, it's time to make some noise. Time to cheer louder. Wave your arm higher. Celebrate longer. A Mercy Clinic primary care doctor can give you the strength and energy to do more of what you love. Your Mercy Clinic doctor comes with a whole team of specialists, from sports medicine to sleep medicine. Find your Mercy Clinic doctor at mercy.net/doctors. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
The Ranchers Club, Stillwater's finest restaurant, located in the newly renovated Atherton Hotel, offers impeccable steaks, gracious hospitality, and superb menu offerings. Whether you're enjoying our game day festivities or relaxing with that special someone during the week, the Ranchers Club will provide a memorable experience you will repeat time and again. Patio seating now available, and for students, meal plan and bursar is always accepted. For reservations, carry-out, and directions, call 744-BEEF or download the Ranchers Club app.
Back with you from Gallagher Drive Arena, Rex Holt, Roger Moore, your Cowboy Wrestling reporters. And Oklahoma State leading by the score of 11-10 with 4 bouts remaining. We move to 174. And the Cowboys will go with the junior of the Tulsa Union, Kyle Crutchmer, a 5-0 record. For Minnesota, Jordan Rothers, a sophomore, at 1-2.
Now, big job from the senior, Alex Darrigan, there to get that tech fall. The Cowboys the lead.
And Crutchmer on the whistle, shoots it underneath, grabs the leg, they hit the mat. Crutchmer wasting no time as he shot in and grabbed that leg and took his man immediately to the mat, trying to turn it into a scramble. Rothers reaches back over the top, grabs the ankle, hanging on to that ankle, potentially dangerous. The call from the referee, Mike Haggerty, will get a fresh start.
Now, bottom line, Minnesota favored in the last 2 matches. They do not have their heavyweight, so a win here certainly big, but Kyle could go out and get him a bonus point, be even bigger for the Pokes. Certainly capable. He's a guy that wrestles a kind of a Minnesota tough style, but good enough athlete where if he wants to open up and do some things, we saw late in the year last year, he certainly can get horsepower to put a man on his back and
a match at Iowa.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a knockdown, drag-out, high-scoring affair that he's really not known for, but that day needed. Tulsa Union's Kyle Crutchmer, 174 pounds. He takes a double-leg shot. They hit the mat. He's got both legs. Again, Minnesota's so adept at scramble situations. It looks like they're giving up a takedown, or they're going to, and they're able to shoot back the opposite way, grab ankles, and figure 4 around the head. And they're very good at, when they're in trouble, turning everything into a scramble mode and surviving. Some good takedown attempts by their opponent. Crutchmer again had both legs. Upside down, laying on his right ear, and hanging on to an ankle is Rothers. Crutchmer still trying to lean back into him. Laying it underneath there. Rothers has him again, figure 4 around the head. Laying on the right side of his headgear. Crutchmer looks up and just says, well, get another stalemate call, and we'll start it over. So
you got to go to a different technique. Misdirection of some kind. Or finish a little quicker, chain wrestling to a better finish, because getting to this guy's legs, not a problem, but finishing has been a problem so far.
45 seconds to go in the first period, and Crutchmer exerted a lot of energy for no points. And a whip over takes him to his back. Crutchmer just throws him right to his back. 29 seconds to go in the period. Crutchmer going for the fall. Haggerty looking at it, 22 seconds to go in the period. The lateral drops, got him on his back, 14 seconds to go. Looking up at the referee saying, do I have him now? 9 seconds. 5 seconds. There's a fall. 2:58.
Good old-fashioned lateral drop, Rex Holt.
Kyle Crutchmer brings the crowd to their feet big time. The Cowboys put a big 6 on the scoreboard, lead at 17-10. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Stillwater Milling is proud to be able to trace its roots back to 1891 and some Oklahoma pioneers who set out to help folks in this area grow what matters. From that time to now, Stillwater Milling continues that mission, whether it be livestock with A&M Feeds, agriculture, your lawn, your garden, your pets, or the most important product of Oklahoma, your family, with apparel and just what you need to get the job done. You've come to know Stillwater Milling is more than just a feed store. We're satisfied in helping you grow what matters. Online at stillwatermilling.com and on East 6th Street in Stillwater.
Follow the yellow brick road to Tiger Drug, the land of gauze. We recently helped the Scarecrow when he was suffering from a bout with hay fever. But please, no flying monkeys. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. A man of questionable hygiene once walked into Tiger Drug and purchased some odor eaters. Then he placed them in his shoes, walked outside, and before our very eyes, disappeared. Hey, it could happen. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut.
How about that? Cowboys get a fall from Kyle Crutchmer, now lead at 17-10.
Yeah, living dangerously there, and getting Kyle Crutchmer over the hump last year. Showed he has some offense. Right there, he has some big-time offense with the big finish. Breathing room for the Pokes.
To heck with that leg takedown.
Yeah, exactly. Try something else, and it certainly worked.
Stand in position, he'll double underhook and whip over lateral drop. Technically, throws him right to his back. Had to work to get those shoulders flat, but did. Here's Nolan Boyd now as we move to 184, and he's in on a single leg. Cowboys all of a sudden got a little fire about him after getting behind. There's a takedown for Nolan Boyd. Wrestling Chris Farr, the sophomore from Minnesota. Boyd 7-3, Farr 8-5.
Again, if anybody wrestled a good solid 7 minutes on Friday was Nolan Boyd. Sloppy at times, but had a big third period finish and got a major decision.
Nolan Boyd still in control at the moment. Farr gets to his feet. Boyd picks him up, puts him back down on the mat. Nolan with that initial takedown. And the Cowboys coming out being very aggressive. The Pokes lost at 49-57. A couple of toss-up type matches. But then Alex Derringer with a tech fall at 65 at Crutchmer, bringing the crowd to their feet with the fall at 174. Boyd coming out, taking the early lead against a tough opponent. Farr gets to his feet, puts him back down on the mat. Does Nolan Boyd. Nolan out of the Edmond area, Deer Creek High School, off the edge of the mat.
Crutchmer a little bit like Trayvon Boykin his first year. Didn't do much. Quarterback not going to be any good. And all of a sudden, boom, comes up that next year with all that firepower, that offense, and an offensive force. And maybe Kyle Crutchmer goes from being close to the best, just an average offensive wrestler to a pinner. Cowboys needed him there, and he just said, guess what? I'm going to finish it. And classic. Great memory for Kyle Crutchmer in front of the home fans.
And he enjoyed that. Rightly so. Back to action. Getting to his feet is Farr. Boyd picks him up, puts him back down on the mat. Cowboys leading 17-10 with 3 bouts remaining. We're at 184. Farr gets to his feet. Nolan Boyd picks up that left leg. He's gone over a minute of riding time. Puts him back down on the mat again. Nolan, big, tall, rangy 184-pounder. Just getting more and more adept and at, again, basic techniques of wrestling. He had the flair and the big throws, but
kind of out of control at times and made some youthful mistakes, but he said he's added just some good fundamental, solid technique. Kind of settled things down, kind of chilled out a little bit.
Sits out on the whistle, does Farr. Nolan trying to roll him over, caught him for a moment. He set out and, again, got underneath those hips and rolled him for a moment. Again, only got a 1 count from the referee. Now gets to his feet. Farr. Nolan throws him to the mat. Barra hugged him right back to the mat. He was trying to put him on his back, but Farr realized it on the way down and scrambled back to his chest.
No doubt. Nolan's got some horsepower at 184. We're talking about 197 in the Iowa Bowl, but I think he's going to be eventually the guy here. Last couple of years, they've been challenged for the spot, and he's always the guy that's ended up at the end. Something to be said for that, Rex.
Oh, yeah. Farr got to his feet. Nolan, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of riding time. Puts him back down on the mat again. Now with that spiral ride, 7 seconds to go. Farr back to his feet. Nolan has him hooked around underneath the chin. Rides him till the buzzer sounds, and it's a 2:33 mark on the riding time clock, and a 2-0 lead on the scoreboard.
Yeah, good dominant first period, although it's only 2-zip, but he wrecked 2:33. And this place got a little bit more energy in the building now after some struggles early.
Crowd came to life, no doubt. Derringer got it, lit the fuse, and exploded with the Crutchburn. Boyd trying to keep it going as he escapes immediately and makes it a 3-0 lead. And his riding time holding at 2:29. Shot in Boyd, gets in on the single, hits the high crotch. He has the left leg. Good job, though. They was able to keep his hips back and stay on the triple far off the edge of the mat. When we're done, we'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the Day. C. Howard Offlegger, former Cowboy wrestler, the president of C-Star when you're in town. If you need someone to buy, sell, or manage property in Stillwater in the Oklahoma City area, either one, C-Star Management, the folks to see at Stillwater and in OKC. Nolan Boyd again in on the single leg. Has the right leg tied up. The back over the top, grabbing an ankle, trying to turn it into a scramble is Chris Farr. Boyd hanging on to that leg. Flat on the mat. Farr trying to get that right leg free, maybe turn it into a counter takedown for himself, but Nolan still got the leg, and now Nolan drops down on the ankle. All the way around behind Farr, staying with it, trying to finish off a takedown. Farr was kind of doing the splits there at the edge of the mat. Nolan still has the ankle. Farr steps back around behind now, locks the hands to the crotch. Boyd still trying to hang on to that ankle. They're at the edge of the mat. Nolan comes out the back door again. Farr trying to kick his way off the edge of the mat. Cowboy coach is saying, hey, he fleed the mat. And they're going to get a stalling warning on Farr off the far side. C-Star Management, by the way, in Stillwater. Call them at 405-377-8740. In Oklahoma City, call them at 405-949-1404. Or check them out on the World Wide Web at c-star.com. And if you're in Stillwater, 304 South Duck, the place to go. C-Star of the day, and we got several candidates working, but some work still to do for the Cowboys. Nolan Boyd in particular at the moment leading 3-0 with over 2 minutes of riding time, almost 2.5. And the second period coming to a close. And there it does. 2 more minutes to go.
Farr not really close to scoring. Still been all Nolan Boyd so far. So a good solid 2 minutes here and give the Cowboys a good shot at winning this dual meet.
And Nolan from that top position on the whistle. You may ride him a little bit here, take some more wind out of him, build up that riding time a little further. Put that out of reach, and it's close. Getting to his feet is Farr. Chris Farr in a southpaw. Nolan trying to pick him up, not able to do so, but does now get him back down, trips him back down to the mat. Heading toward 3 minutes of riding time. 3-0 lead, Nolan Boyd. Off the edge of the mat. Good solid performance for Nolan Boyd so far.
Thinking back to that Penn State match last year, he had a big match and that's a good fundamental tough match against a guy that was ranked a little bit higher than he was, McCutcheon. And again, he's just kind of settled things down and kind of wrestled a boring style, but hey, boring works a lot of the times when you need to get a victory.
And a caution. Nolan Boyd moved a little too soon or grabbed that elbow before the referee blew the whistle. Nolan taking his time. Now we get a good start. Nolan over 3 minutes of riding time and a 3-0 lead on the board. As Roger said earlier, though, with a 4-point near fall, you never feel secure. Well, unless you got a 20-2 lead. 3-0 with riding time, still dicey. We're talking about big guys who can fall on each other at any moment. There's a stalling warning on Nolan Boyd.
Got to get the man back to the mat.
Yeah, got him back to the mat. Riding time over 3.5. That's secure. 50 seconds to go. Nolan still hanging on to that hand and that wrist. Rides him to the edge of the mat and off the edge of the mat. 44 seconds remaining. John Smith, Nolan kind of looks up, wants some sympathy for being how hard he's worked. And his coach said, get back to that center of the mat. Let's go. Let's finish this thing off. Nolan has worked hard. It's a tough sport. And on the whistle, a little bit of a roll there by far, not much. Nolan continues to be in control. Boyd leading 3-0. 4 minutes of riding time. And there's Farr, gets to his feet. Nolan gives up the escape, and it's 3-1. You just don't want to make a major mistake here. Can survive a takedown. Inside trip move tried by Farr. Didn't work. They go off the edge of the mat. 11 seconds remaining.
Now, coach is saying, hey, don't go that over and under. Upper body stuff. Get out of there.
Nolan has been warned once. And he'll just stay in the middle of the mat. The clock will run out. 4:02 the riding time. And 4-1 the victory for Nolan Boyd of Oklahoma State. Cowboys now lead the duel 20-10. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
We move on to 197, 2 bouts remaining. The Cowboys with a 10-point lead. So not out of the woods yet. Obviously, 2 falls. Minnesota could pull it out of the fire. The Cowboys going to move on here at 197 with Jordan Rogers moving up a weight for the Cowboys to wrestle a tough customer, undefeated 6th-ranked Brett Farr of Minnesota.
Yeah, if ever Jordan needed to wrestle a boring match, which he's not known for, this might be it. Pull out your inner Nolan Boyd and just go get you a victory here, or just don't go to your back. The Minnesota heavily favored at heavyweight. Goal could be determined right here, depending on the outcome. Obviously, a tech fall and a pin gives Minnesota a 1-point win, but anything less than that, and the Cowboys are going to escape. That's what they're doing here, is escaping from this young Minnesota team.
Farr shoots in, gets in on a single leg. Jordan Rogers sticks a hip lock in. Rogers reaching in underneath. Now they hit the mat. Rogers does a bit of a crocodile roll, is on the way down. Turns it into a scramble, gets away for a moment. It puts a front head and arm lock on Farr, who just keeps boring his way in. And the official.
Let's look at a replay of something.
Yeah.
There's points there, or 2 points, but yeah, crocodile roll through the legs going across your back. Talk about making somebody nervous. Not sure what Coach Smith's telling Jordan Rogers, but hey, let's go to the running game.
Yeah, right.
Let's run the ball here. Eat some clock.
This spot, Roger, is open. 197 is open. I mean, he's undersized, no doubt. And I'm not so sure Jordan Rogers couldn't probably make 174. But the hole is at 97, and it could be his job if he could figure out a way to handle the weight.
Yeah, Austin Schaefer didn't wrestle Friday, and he's not wrestling today, and he's started the season ranked by some prognosticators, but some with you, Rex, is certainly Nolan Boyd's best at 184. They can get the most out of him there. 184. So between Nolan Boyd and Jordan Rogers, somebody, like you said, is going to be wrestling 197 because I'm not sure Schaefer or even Preston Weigel. We talked about him early in the year, but he hadn't had good results in some of the open tournaments either. So, again, Jordan Rogers just got to find a way to get over the hump, beat somebody, do something. Wrestled Matt Brown with a scuffle last year late in that tournament. Mitchell national champion, and gave him a run for his money. I was going to say 2 for Farr on that.
So they gave Farr the takedown. John Smith is saying, hey, what are you talking about? Now John comes out and says, John Smith is up saying, hey. Went over and looked at the replay. Then the referee, Mike Haggerty, comes out and says it's a takedown for Farr. Jordan Rogers, you're down. John Smith wants a clarification.
I didn't expect a ton of fireworks today. Cowboys, again, solid favorites on paper, but why you wrestle an injury, Colica, disappointing at 133, and then a tough loss at 157, and all of a sudden you got a dual meet.
Right, 1 point loss there for Marsteller. And again, without Austin Marston sitting there at heavyweight.
Makes a big difference. Cowboys not very deep at heavyweight. And again, credit to Minnesota. This team obviously lost all those seniors. Team that took it on the chin early in the year. Just 4-3 coming in here. No one's expecting much out of them. Credit to Jay Robinson, Luke Becker, Brandon Eggum. Their guys have come to wrestle today. They've been tough. Made a whole lot of mistakes, but Cowboys, they're 2 big dogs back-to-back, Derringer and Crutchman. Without those 2, Cowboys are in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, tech fall and a fall, respectively, from those 2. Minnesota got a major decision at 133 from Sam Brankel over Gary Wayne Harding. And they led the Cowboys 10-6 after the wins at 49 and 57. But 3 straight by the Cowboys, including a tech fall and a fall. And then Nolan Boyd's win a moment ago. 4-1 over Chris Farr. And the Cowboys lead the duel 20-10. 2 bouts remaining. And Jordan Rogers on the whistle, gets to his feet and hits a Granby. Rolls out from underneath for the moment. He's got the leg. Farr trying to fight him off. Jordan Rogers has the leg. There's a little scrambling going on. Rogers trying to kick his hips over the top. Farr steps back on him, and boy, a heck of a scramble, but Rogers could not get away. Nice little Granby. And he'd have just tried to escape. He might have gotten out, but he kind of tried to counter off of that Granby to come up with a leg and maybe come out with a reversal. And Farr just did a better job of scrambling when it was all said and done. 138 remaining. Rogers again, Jordan Rogers, that is, underneath, on his knees. Brett Farr. Riding up high, that spiral top ride. Rogers with his face on the mat at the moment. Being ridden over a minute and 15 seconds of riding time for Farr. Jordan Rogers again underneath, just trying to get his knees under. He finally does. Inside of a minute to go. We're still in the first period.
Again, Minnesota needs at least a technical fall or a pin here to have a chance. Decision will wrap up the win for the Cowboys.
Spokane, Washington product. Jordan Rogers. Watch out here. Got a chicken wing stuck in on the left side thus far. Rogers flat on the mat. Yeah, got that chicken wing dug in there on that left side. And deep.
20 seconds remaining, period 1 at 197.
The attendance today, 3,262. Nice turnout. 3,262. There's a stalling warning on Rogers underneath. Over 2 minutes of riding time. And the time runs out.
A wear and tear right there. A lot of time underneath. Trying not to go to your back. 220. So, like I said, Jordan's got to dig deep here. It's the bigger, stronger 97-pounder.
On the whistle. Far from the down position, comes to his feet immediately. Rogers just cuts him loose. It's 3-0 Far immediately. Boy, he just grabs an ankle and takes him to the mat. Jordan just fell straight to the mat. It's 5-1 as Far lets him go and right back on the single leg again. And go off the edge of the mat. 7-1.
Yeah, Jordan's got to compete here. Obviously, bigger, stronger guy. Feels he can score some takedowns. Too quick in succession there. But nothing fancy. Just powerful, get to the leg and driving through Rogers.
There's the escape again. Again, Farr just gives it up. The redshirt junior out of LeSueur, Minnesota. He was only a one-time Minnesota State champion. There's a shot in underneath on the single leg again is Farr hitting his backside, trying to turn it into a scramble is Jordan Rogers. Farr has that left leg. Rogers trying to back his way off the edge of the mat. Trying not to give up another takedown. Farr trying to pull him back inside the circle.
That head and the leg there, a little close.
And reaches around the back, takes him to the mat for the takedown. And now it's 9-2. Riding time, again up well over 2 minutes, headed toward 2.5. Jordan Rogers takes a glance at the Cowboy bench. He goes off the edge. Brett Favre was a Big Ten runner-up in 2015, NCAA qualifier.
84-pounder a year ago. They had Scott Schiller here for seems like about 8 years at 97.
Well, to give up the escape does Favre. It's 9-3. Jordan Rogers has got to figure out somehow, some way to stay competitive in this match. There's a little spin move, gets in, trying to spin into a double leg. Favre, though, winds up with the ankle and a takedown. That didn't look good. Almost worked, but almost didn't get it done, and it's now 11-3. 15 seconds to go in the second period. Got both legs run in, does Favre. Now gets Jordan up around the head. A cross face, reaching across the front of the face to grab the forearm and trying to roll him over. The time runs out. In period number 2. But a whole 2 minutes still remaining here. Jordan Rogers fighting for survival.
Going to choose down, so
Jordan Rogers electing to go down as the
figure Favre's going to take him down, let him up. No, Jordan's going to choose neutral.
Now he's elected as neutral.
Jordan Rogers. Also, again, a very highly touted recruit coming in out of Spokane, Washington. There's Favre. It's in on the single leg. Rogers bouncing on the right, gets his leg free. And now takes a shot, gets in on the low ankle pick himself. Favre back over the top, grabs an ankle. Rogers got in on the single leg. Cowboy coach is trying to coach him into a takedown, possibly. Trailing 11-3. Stalemate call by the official.
A good low-level attack there from Jordan. Just couldn't finish. Enough horsepower here late.
Shoots in again. Does Jordan didn't get there. Favre grabs the leg. Rogers gets him off the leg. Jordan's found a little energy here late in this one. He's trailing 11-3. Almost 3 minutes of riding time also for Brett Favre. A little ankle trip, and down goes Jordan Rogers. Just tripped him to the mat. A little off balance, a little tired, and down he goes. Now he lets him go. It's 13-4. And Rogers trying to fight him off as he gets in on the single leg again. Jordan trying to turn it into a scramble. 45 seconds to go. They go off the edge of the mat. Riding time over 3 minutes to lead, 15-4 for Brett Favre, Minnesota, looking for the tech or the fall. Of course, a major will keep them within mathematical distance. But the Cowboys own the tiebreaker at this
that's
point.
what I'm thinking. They're going to have two major decisions. Cowboys going to have a pin and a tech, so both teams going to win 5 if that's how it works out. If they get the pin at heavyweight. It's working out now. It's like I said, major decisions only going to
15-5 the score. 17 seconds to go. Jordan Rogers taking one for the team here at 197 and holding it to a major decision. 5 seconds to go. And that will do it. 3:06 running time, 16-5. The major decision in favor of Brett Farr of Minnesota. Cowboys lead the duel 20-14. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Celebrating its 100th year, Oklahoma State University Cowboy Wrestling continues its tradition as one of the most dominant sports programs in the history of collegiate athletics. A dynasty built on champions.
Jordan Oliver, 29-0 and a national champion, 8-4. The win over Andrew Hawk Treasure of Boise State. Oklahoma State has national champion number 134.
Why not be a part of the next 100 years by joining the Cowboy Wrestling Club today? Just call 405-744-4541.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug. In times like these, we all need to find ways to save money. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in giving you the highest quality services at discount prices every day. We provide free prescription delivery, and we give discounts on prescriptions for patients under 6 and over 60. These are just a few of the quality services available at Charlie's Discount Drug. So call 624-3535 or come by 723 South Walnut and save today. Remember, discount is our middle name.
Back with you at Gallagher Abba Arena. Rex Holt, Roger Moore, and the stage is set, and literally we have a stage today inside the historic field house here on the campus of Oklahoma State University. The raised platform, the big stage today for Oklahoma State, Minnesota, and a very competitive duel coming right down to the last match of the day. The Cowboy heavyweight, Austin Morrison again, disqualified in the duel on Friday night for kicking his opponent and has to set out this match also. So the Cowboys will go with Austin Schaefer, a 197-pounder, move him up to take on Michael Krells, the 9th-ranked junior heavyweight from Minnesota. And the Cowboys leading only by 6 points, 20-14, but if it winds up in a draw, the Cowboys will win on criteria.
Yeah, the Cowboys seem to win 5 if they get a pin here. You would have a pin. Minnesota with 2 majors, but Alex Derringer's tech fall goes in the fall category, so the Cowboys have the advantage if it goes to the tiebreaker. So Minnesota has to score a fall here, obviously.
And again, 2 heavyweights going at it, if you want to call it that. Go off toward the edge and off the edge of the mat. No score. Schaefer weighed in today at 196 pounds, almost 197. 196.9 to be exact. Krells goes 262. Definitely a big-time size advantage for the Minnesota heavyweight. Long-range shot by Krells. Schaefer counters, winds up. He had a double-leg opportunity, but he got in there and kind of froze. Krells didn't get it, and Schaefer countered, and he looked like he had an opportunity to score a takedown. Didn't happen. Now he winds up giving up the leg and the takedown with 1:23 to go in the first period. And Schaefer flat on his stomach in the big heavyweight. All 262 pounds of him going to work on the 197-pound Austin Schaefer. Cowboys again with a 6-point lead. At the bar arm on the right side, Michael Krells, again a junior. 9-2 record on the year. Schaefer 11-3. Good wrestling at 197. They're at the edge and off the edge of the mat. Schaefer out of Edmond, Oklahoma, went to Edmond North High School. Wrestled for the Cowboys in 2012 at the injury to Blake Roshaw, pulled out of red shirt. Did took a red shirt year in 2013-14. Last year in open tournaments, a 10-8 record. Did wrestle in 6 duels, went 3-3 in those dual matches. Shaver on his stomach, looking at the Cowboy corner. John Smith, Eric Guerrero, Zach Esposito. And the time runs out in the first period. 2-0 the lead for Michael Krause of Minnesota. 4 big minutes still left remaining in this one for, again, a very undersized heavyweight for the Cowboys today. Austin Schaefer will be in the down position again. Just got up a moment ago, but Krause is going to cut him loose this time. They'll go back to work on their feet. So it's a 2-1 score. Krause has a minute and 26 seconds of riding time. Currently, to go along with the 2-1 lead. Krause made a shot. It was kind of a not a good shot. And Schaefer had an opportunity as he hit the mat, and Schaefer reshot it. He wound up with both legs. He felt like if he just continued to go through with it, maybe he comes up with something, but easier said than done. You're wrestling the guy who outweighs you by 65 pounds. Don't want to make any mistakes there unless you're sure about it. Probably safe to play it safe. And the referee talking to the 2 heavyweights and said, let's mix it up, whatever. Mike Haggerty, a little pep talk there. Krause, redshirt junior out of Belle Plaine, Minnesota. In fact, every one of their starters has been out of the state of Minnesota today. They wrestled at some extra guys, but all homegrown. 30 seconds to go in the period. And only a 2-1 lead for Krause. Schaefer doing his job. $15 seconds to go. We were anxious to see Krause and Marsden go head-to-head. Those are a couple of evenly matched heavyweights in the big scheme of things. A couple of top 10 guys, but obviously not seeing that as the time runs out in period number 2. That's the end of the second period. Yeah. This is the third period coming up right now, and the scoreboard was incorrect. Third period, 2 minutes on the clock. Schaefer only trailing 2-1. Riding time was over a minute for Krause, who gets to his feet. Schaefer has him around the waist, trying to trip him back to the mat. Dead momentarily. Krause is up and out with the escape and makes it 3-1. And his riding time holding at 1:13. And they're going to give a locked hands call against Schaefer. Circle in the air. 4-1 the score. With the technical violation, Krause gets in on the single leg. Has the left ankle, Schaefer able to spin back the opposite way, grabs an ankle. Gets his leg free and scores the takedown. Austin Schaefer with a takedown. It's 4-3. The crowd comes to their feet.
Good job there for Austin Schaefer. That's some late horsepower here.
Krause is up and out with the escape. Makes it 5-3, but the riding time's under a minute. And we've only got 45 seconds remaining. Crowd now thinking, hey, maybe we'll pull the upset. They were first thinking, don't get pinned. Now they're thinking, go win it. Shot by Schaefer. He's in on the single leg. Krales puts that big body right up on the back of his shoulders there. Schaefer hanging on to the right leg as Krales grabs an ankle. They hit the mat. Schaefer gives up the takedown to go off the edge with 19 seconds to go. It's 7-3.
A heck of an effort here from Austin Schaefer. Again, showing the coach right here that he's got some fight in him, so don't count him out of the 197 conversation just yet. I mean, go out there and wrestle hard. Show us something. This was a tough match against a guy in the top 10 in the country at heavyweight, so plot thickens at 197.
Giving up 65 pounds in the process. On the whistle. Krales gets his man flat on the mat. He's not out of the woods yet. The big dude with 10 seconds to go. Schaefer gets his base under. Gets to his feet. Trying to get out the edge of the mat, does with 4 seconds to go. Crowd gives him a nice round of applause. There's 4 seconds remaining. They appreciate the effort. Schaefer to his feet, slapped back to the mat. Time runs out, 1:14 the running time, an 8-3 win for Minnesota's Michael Krales with a full hero born today with Austin Schaefer.
Yeah, exactly. Don't have to worry about that criteria tiebreaker stuff. And Cowboys gut out a tough one. Minnesota, credit to them, but the Cowboys find a way to beat Minnesota. It's always a nice thing when you beat the Gophers.
No doubt. Final score, Oklahoma State 20, Minnesota 17. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Central Rural Electric Cooperative has been serving members with safe, affordable electricity for 75 years. CREC has always been your neighbor. Now we want to be your friend. Connect with CREC on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Central Rural or follow our Twitter handle at Central Rural. Being connected with our community is just another #CREC advantage.
Once on a safari, Calvin Anthony was riding in a Jeep that accidentally ran over a large jungle cat. And at that moment, it just simply came to him, Tiger Drug. And of course, the rest is history. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut. At Tiger Drug, we realize there are a lot of things that are more exciting than pharmacy, like needlepoint, chess, solitaire, or changing the oil in your car. But there's more to life than excitement. See for yourself. Tiger Drug, 9th and Walnut.
The Oklahoma State wrestling team is committed to excellence, and so is the law firm of Martin, Jean, and Jackson. Our 7 attorneys, including senior partner Paul Martin, a former OSU All-American, have over 75 years of combined experience in injury law and have a proven track record for results. Martin, Jean, and Jackson has offices in Ponca City, Tulsa, and Stillwater. Come visit our new Stillwater office in the historic James E. Berry House at 502 South Duck, or call us at 405-377-5000. That's Martin, Jean, and Jackson, attorneys at law, mjjlawfirm.com.
It's probably good that you can't see them in your house. You know, those common organic pollutants that the EPA says make your indoor air up to 5 times dirtier than the air you breathe outside? With an Infinity Air Purifier from Carrier, it won't just filter your air, it will capture and kill up to 99% of airborne viruses, molds, bacteria, and allergens so that you can breathe cleaner air. To learn more about Carrier's Infinity Air Purifier, turn to the experts, B&L Heating and Air Conditioning, online at bnlheatandcool.com.
A well-rounded staff of former Oklahoma State and University of Oklahoma wrestlers headed by former Cowboy All-American Hardell Moore, the Oklahoma Wrestling Academy in Edmond is in the business of building champions on and off the mat. From running that first double leg takedown to advanced freestyle and Greco technique, the staff of the OWA wants to make you a better wrestler. The Edmond facility is also a regional training center for cadets and juniors in Greco and freestyle with coaches to fit all styles and levels. Visit our website at oklahomawrestlingacademy.com or call us at 405-778-1975. The OWA, building champions.
Back with you at Gallagher Iowa Arena. Rexo, Roger Moore, and Oklahoma State Cowboy Wrestling. First home duel of the year with the Cowboys. And they take care of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. There was some tense moments and some thrilling moments. And all in all, a Cowboy victory, 20-17. On the final, a little closer maybe than anticipated, but the Cowboys heavyweight had been suspended, so he was Austin Marston not available today. And the Cowboys, a couple of toss-up bouts in the middle at 149, 157. And both of those bouts, a 1-point win on each occasion from Minnesota. And the Cowboys might be in trouble, but their dudes came through. Alex Derringer first at 165 with a tech fall, and Kyle Crutchmer at 174 with a fall in the first period. And the Cowboys, again, watching great efforts there by, particularly at the end with with Austin Schaefer. Jordan Rogers also, he got beat by a major, but Nolan Boyd, again, at 84, a fine performance. Jordan Rogers hung in there at 97, and Austin Schaefer, again, moving up to heavyweight. They're doing a great job against the nationally ranked heavyweight today, and the Cowboys, again, don't have to go to the tiebreaker. They win it 20-17 as the Cowboys go to 2-1 on the year. Minnesota evens up its record at 4-4. We're going to run through all the matchups for you. We'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the day. When we continue with our post-game activities, again, when you're looking for the right place to call home, call C-Star Management in Stillwater and in Oklahoma City. 405-377-8740 in Stillwater, 405-949-1404 in OKC, or on the World Wide Web at c-star.com. Lots of candidates today as the Cowboys win at 20-17. We'll come back to look at all the results, maybe visit with one of the coaches after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Debbie, owner and pharmacist of Charlie's Discount Drug, and I want to encourage you to take a 10-minute timeout today. Our Clea Wave Cholestec LDX system will analyze your cholesterol levels with a simple finger stick in under 10 minutes, allowing you to get back to your day quickly. No appointment necessary and results while you wait. So, take your 10-minute timeout and come to Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater, or call 624-3535 for more information today.
Our members asked and we listened. Auto loans are now starting as low as 1.99% APR for the rest of the year. You are getting the car you need at the value you want. Visit CUIntouch.com for all the details. University and Community Federal Credit Union.
Loan is subject to credit approval. A lien filing fee will be required. Must be 18 or older to apply. Assumes auto is new or less than 1 year old. Annual percentage rate effective as of 9/21/2015 and subject to change without notice. APR assumes 700 or higher credit score. Loan proceeds cannot be used to refinance an existing University and Community Federal Credit Union loan.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup honors the nation's best overall collegiate athletic program in each division, men's and women's sports. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics, noting the remarkable efforts of student athletes and their institutions. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook. Find us in USA Today, online, and on Twitter at LS Directors Cup. Over 2 decades of excellence. The Learfield Sports Directors Cup.
Back with you. Gallagher Arena, Rexall, Roger Moore, your Cowboy Wrestling reporters, and Oklahoma State a winner today. Over the Minnesota Golden Gophers, final score 20-17. In case you just joined us, we'll run through the results for you once again. 125 pounds. Eddie Clamara got it started off nicely for the Cowboys against Skylar Petrie. Cowboys hoping for bonus points, but Eddie won it in decisive fashion, 8-2. Cowboys led 3-0, but right back was Minnesota to take the lead with a major decision. Sam Brancale defeating Gary Wayne Harding 16-2, a major decision. Minnesota then led 4-3. Cowboys came back to regain the lead at 141. Number 1 ranked Dean Howell, a 7-3 win over 9th ranked Tommy Thorne. Nice effort by Howell. He settled again for his 7-3 win. Cowboys on top 6-4. And then Minnesota won 2 of the toss-up bouts at 149 and 157 to regain the lead. It was Anthony Collica and Jake Short. They were having a heck of a tight bout there at 149. Collica hurt his ankle in the waning moments, had to take an injury timeout. That means the other man picks a position. He went down. He escaped. And Comico on that bad ankle, just not able. He just snapped his chin strap, let the clock run out as he limped back to the corner, and the Cowboys lose there 2-1. Pokes then down 7-6. Then at 157, a tight matchup as Chance Marsteller for the Cowboys got the call today against a senior, Brandon Kingsley, who's 5-3 on the year. And as again was a back-and-forth affair, low scoring, and Marsteller had some opportunities, but in the end, it was Kingsley who won it by the score of 3-2. Cowboys down 10-6, and without Austin Marsden, who is again having to set this one out after being disqualified at South Dakota State on Friday night. The Cowboys were not going to be favored at heavyweight or at 197, where sixth-ranked Brett Favre was sitting there for Minnesota. So the last two bouts the Cowboys knew were not in their favor, and they needed to have something happen, and in bonus point fashion. And right on cue, the senior All-American national champion Alex Derringer stepped to the plate, got the crowd excited with a 18-1 technical fall over Brandon Crone, a redshirt freshman from Minnesota. All of a sudden, the Cowboys led 11-10, and then the crowd absolutely went nuts as 174-pounder Kyle Crutchmer stepped up. Again, the old lateral drop as he double underhooked and threw his opponent, Jordan Rodgers, to his back and pinned him with 2 seconds left in the first period. The crowd going crazy. The big six-pointer gave the Cowboys a 17-10 lead. And then another tough bout at 184. Nolan Boyd, getting the call for the Cowboys. Nolan Boyd at 184 against Chris Farr, the sophomore from Minnesota. And Nolan Boyd went out, got an early takedown, and again wrestled well. Controlled the match from start to finish, won it 4-1. Gave the Cowboys a 10-point lead, 20-10, and that would hold up. Jordan Rodgers did get the call at 197, moving up a weight. He was dominated by Brett Favre, the number 6 ranked undefeated Golden Gopher, but kept it to a major decision, losing 16-5. That made it 20-14. And so the Gophers needed to fall at heavyweight. The Cowboys were going to win on the tiebreaker anyway if there was a fall by 9th-ranked Michael Krause, again with Austin Marsden being disqualified on Friday. He had to sit out the duel today. So Austin Schaefer moves up from 197. I tell you what, he wrestles the way he did at heavyweight today. He may have a job at 197 in the future. He hasn't had great results early, but today, Austin Schaefer giving up 65 pounds, moving up to heavyweight, and he battled Michael Krause to the very end and had an opportunity at one point, it looked like, maybe to win the match. The Krause survived it, won it 8-3, but a great effort by Austin Schaefer. The crowd let him know they appreciate it with a standing ovation. The Cowboys wind up winning the duel. Final score 20-17 in front of 3,262. The Cowboys defeating Minnesota today. The Cowboys next Sunday right back here to take on North Carolina State. North Carolina State having a heck of a year, and in fact, North Carolina State beat these guys by the score of 31-3. Not just a couple of weeks ago. So a tough, very tough North Carolina State team in here next Sunday for another 2 o'clock duel, airtime at 1:30. So the Cowboys, again, will have to wrestle better. Today, again, a tighter than expected duel, but the Cowboys do win it 20-17. Again, the Cowboys with a win go to 2-1. Minnesota drops to 4-4 on the season. Back with a final word after we take this time out. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield Sports.
When did we become so dependent on all those technical devices you got around the house? You know, your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your gaming system. Anymore, you got more tools or tech tools than you've got garden tools. Well, Suddenlink's got you covered with 1 gig internet. That's 100 times faster than your typical phone company internet. Only 8% of U.S. cities have 1 gig internet speeds, and Stillwater, because of Suddenlink's investment, is now Gig City. Now, you may not need 1 gig internet speeds now, but it's nice to know the power to keep all your devices connected is there when you need it. Call 800-915-1866 to get SL 200 HD TV and 15 meg internet for just $69 a month, and you'll get access to on demand. Don't wait. Call 800-915-1866 or visit Suddenlink.com and get all the information. Your Suddenlink store is located at 802 East 6th Street right here in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Teresa with Wilson's, inviting you to come experience Stillwater's new GM headquarters. Wilson's now can service your Buick and GMC vehicles too. We've changed a few things to make sure your service experience is the absolute best ever. See, at Wilson's, we understand your vehicle is an investment. We want you to have the peace of mind of knowing that we will be here to take care of any service needs too. www.wilsongm.com.
Got the deals that put you behind the wheel. Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
This is Debbie from Charlie's Discount Drug again, reminding you to take your vitamins. Our full line of Mason natural vitamins and herbs are available every day to help you maintain your health. And every month we have Mason natural vitamin and herb specials. At Charlie's Discount Drug, we believe in maintaining your health at discount prices so you can spend your money on the things that make life worth maintaining. So come by and check out our monthly Mason natural vitamin and herb specials today. Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Woohoo! It's Sunday afternoon, and I'm watching the game live on my smartphone and fishing. How? NFL Mobile from Verizon. Touchdown! Now, if I could figure out why they aren't biting.
Hey, NFL fans. Watch local Sunday games live on NFL Mobile, included with a More Everything plan exclusively from Verizon, America's largest and most reliable network. Sunday games include in-market games only. Data usage applies for app download and use. Available on select smartphones. Subscription required for all devices without the More Everything plan. Coverage not available everywhere. Don't call or text while driving.
With you, Gallagher Arena. Rexo Roger Moore, and wrapping up our broadcast today. Thought we might visit with one of the coaches, but it doesn't appear that may be happening today, and that's okay. We'll visit with John Smith on his coaches show on Tuesday night, as we're not at the Ranchers Club. I think they're still closed down, but we will we'll have a coaches show for you 7 to 8. We'll talk with John Smith on Tuesday night about this duel and the upcoming big-time duel with North Carolina State. Again, don't let North Carolina State is a factor these days. So, again, the Cowboys will be hooking up with them here next Sunday at 2 o'clock. I hope you'll be along to watch that one. Bring your radio with you. Tune it in to the Hot 93.7 FM, KSPI FM in Stillwater, your great sports connection, and the flagship station of the Learfield Sports Network for Oklahoma State Cowboy Wrestling, all the sports for Oklahoma State. And, again, that's where the John Smith Show will be on Tuesday night, 93.7 FM, and where we will be here in Stillwater on the network next Sunday, 1:30 airtime, 2 o'clock, the dual time with NC State. Only second, the next home duel, the only one until after the first of the year. So didn't make it today, try to make it next Sunday here. Before we get out of here, we need to name our C-Star Management C-Star of the Day. And, again, when you're looking for a place to call home, or, again, you're looking for an efficiency apartment or a luxury home, whatever it may be, C-Star Management, the folks to call in Stillwater and in Oklahoma City. Again, they can take care of all your housing needs, whether you need someone to buy, sell, or manage your property, or, again, looking for a place to call home. 405-377-8740, the number to call in Stillwater. And in Oklahoma City, 405-949-1404. If you didn't get all that, c-star.com on the World Wide Web. All that information will be there for you. Lots of candidates today, as you heard me go through the results. But I think there's no doubt our C-Star star of the day is going to be the old Tulsa Union fullback, Mr. Kyle Crutchmer, coming out today, and the crowd looking again. Alex Derringer, as I said, he lit the fuse, and then Crutchmer set off the bomb as he, again, with a big-time lateral drop. After a couple of near misses on takedown attempts, he just went upper body. And Congo's Law, the big arm, Leo Bailey used to call it. Hook him up, throw him to the mat. He did. He pinned him with 2 seconds to go in the period. 2:58, Kyle Crutchmer with the fall and sparking the Cowboys to the narrow win today, 20-17. But Kyle Crutchmer going to 6-0 with the fall today when the Cowboys needed it. And Kyle Crutchmer, your C-Star Management, C-Star of the day. Again, check them out on the World Wide Web at c-star.com. That's going to wrap it up for us. Again, John Smith Show Tuesday night, Cowboy Wrestling next Sunday at North Carolina State. We'll hope to see you there. Thanks to all the wonderful sponsors up and down the line. Also, thanks to you for listening in. Let's try it all again next Sunday. Final score for the final time for the home of the Cowboys, historic Gallagher Arena in Stillwater. It was Oklahoma State 20, Minnesota 17. Until next time, this is Rex Hope. So long, everybody.
You've been listening